Hi Professor, I'm Karan Kumar Patel and my student ID is 100951299. I will be presenting my first assignment for 2202 Ethical Leadership. In this video, I'm using Linda Stravino and Catherine Nelson Managing Business Ethics 6th edition for this project. Now let's get started on my homework. So ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculties and fellow students, I am here today to talk you through three different ethical dilemmas that I encountered in my academic career. All these circumstances put my moral compass to the test and had me faced through a choice and tested my principle. I will be examining this event as I describe them using the insightful framework that will be in the first three chapters. So let's discuss our first scenario, which I referred as the debate dilemma. So the problem arose during my senior year of a high school during a continuous debate match versus a vulnerable advisory phonics school. Issue with many moral implications was at the center of a discussion. Uh, should school conduct a random drug testing on the student body? The winner for our institution was not the only thing at the stake. Maintaining honor and the honesty also very important. I struggle with the moral duty of my position, thus the concern were quite heavy on me. It was more important to do what was the right to win, even if I mean losing the own glory. My teammates and our opponents from the phonics school, judges as well as the crowd were the person who immediately involved in the incident, but our choice could have a significant consequences outside of the debating room. The decision had implications for all the students both inside and the outside of our school, as it involved more general issues of individual rights, privacy, and the ethics. The choice had an impact on the entire community, not just us, and demonstrate how interconnected our actions were and how responsible we were to another. When I think back on how I handled the situation, that I'm glad that I decided to put integrity prior to winning. Even though my desire is to win was strong, I'm happy that I choose to follow moral standard despite the instance competition. In long run, I wouldn't change my approach. It made me realize how crucial it is to strike a balance between moral and ambitious as well as the bigger picture while making decision. After resolving this dilemma, I gained a greater appreciation from the influence of moral judgment and its for the significance for the forming the social environment as well as the personal character. When we're discussing the book's analysis, the first is the importance of ethical behavior. Given the high stakes involved, ethical behavior was essential in that case, not just to win the discussion but also to maintain moral responsibility, integrity, and respect. The choice to put the integrity before glory or a personal gain showed the ongoing importance of a ethical principle in forming a person's character and the value of the community. It is from the chapter 1, page number 27 to 28. Now, the second one is a values involved. So, in the scenario, a wide range of values were present, such as responsibilities to other, honesty, respect, fairness, privacy, and the individual rights, emphasizing the independence of the individual activities and their wider influence on the society. This value represent the both ethical standards and the expectation from the society. It is from the chapter 2, page number 49 to 51. The next one is a Sikhism role. Sikhism could have contributed to the debate contest competitive atmosphere where people would have been likely to put victory ahead of moral convictions, but the choice to put ethics first in the context of strong rivalry, a rejection of cynicism, and a dedication to maintaining morality in difficult circumstances. From the chapter 2, pages 50 to 51, when I discussed the 8 steps of as comparison, then the person recognized the moral dilemma, consider about how their action might affect the community in general, and put integrity over success or personal benefit. The person demonstrate a stronger understanding of a moral responsibility and its consequences for the own personality and society values by considering ongoing relevance of making ethical decision. From chapter 2, page number 51 to 58. So the next one is a psychological factor. The decision making process may have been impacted by psychological elements like the pressure of the competition, desire of winning, and the fear of giving up one's personal glory. However, the sense of fulfillment and happiness that came from choosing integrity over success that highlights the psychological effects of the following moral standards and the significance of a moral character when making decision. From the chapter 3, page number 84 to 92. So overall, the scenario illustrates the broader implication of a ethical decision making, emphasizing the significance in shaping not only the individual behavior but also the structure of society. By prioritizing integrity and considering the broader impact of their actions, the individual emerge with a deeper understanding of the power of ethical decision in fostering community values and social cohesion. Now let's discuss about the second case, and I named that the science fair scandal. So in my last year at the Yansi High School, the circumstances of this dilemma occurred during the science fair. The main source of the problem was alluring offer from one of my classmates who wanted to buy my constructed solar power model vehicle and pass it off as his own. The ethical dilemma of compromising own integrity for a short-term financial gain was at the center of the problem. The choice had consequences not only for our school's general image and the fairness of the science fair, but also for the individual integrity, raising the stakes significantly. My classmate and I were that both who were immediately involved in that situation, in addition to our professor and other students. However, the ripple effects spread over the whole school community in addition to our close group. Giving up my classmate proposal would compromise not just the work of every participant but also the credibility of a science fair. Yansi High School was very well regarded for its dedication to the academic achievement. Therefore, any suspicions of improper behavior may damage the school reputation. Reflecting on the resolution of this dilemma, I feel good about putting moral values ahead of a personal gain. I am happy that I choose to follow the integrity as the main principle despite the temptation of recognition and a financial gain. I don't regret my action. I only wish I had acted wiser now. Choosing the path of ethical conduct not only preserved the integrity of a science fair but also emphasized my commitment to maintain ethical behavior in the face of a temptation and a difficulty. When we're talking about the analysis from the book, then the first one is importance of ethical behavior. In this case, it was essential to put moral behavior first in order to protect individual integrity, uphold the fairness of the science fair, and Yancey School's reputation. the academic competition's integrity was maintained and fair competition conditions were ensured for all the competitors by following the ethical norms. This is in the chapter 1, page number 27 and 28, discussing of the values of a moral behavior and the importance of maintaining moral principles in educational environment. The next one is value involved. So in this scenario, variety of ideas such as the integrity, honesty, justice, academic achievement are involved. The decision making process prioritize personal integrity and honesty, reflecting individual and social ethical norms. Furthermore, the dedication to ensuring fairness in academic competition and protecting the school's reputation was aligned with a larger social institution principles. These principles are aligned with the consideration of concepts such as the integrity, honesty, and the respect for academic standards in chapter 1, page number 27 to 29. When I talk about the role of cynicism, then the temptation for the person to put quickly money gain ahead of a moral consideration contribute to the cynicism in this situation. My classmates show a cynical attitude toward the concept of honesty and the authenticity by offering the model car, indicating a disrespect for academic integrity and a fairness. But as we will see in a chapter 2 from page number 49 to 51, choose to put moral values ahead of self-interest shows that one is committed to maintaining ethical conduct and reject cynicism. When I talk about the comparison to the 8 stages, then the individual that identified the moral dilemma through the possible outcomes of their choices and put integrity ahead of the personal gain in compliance with the ethical decision making process covered in a chapter 2 from page number 51 to 58. The choice preserved moral norms and helped to preserve the integrity of the science fair by taking into the consideration of a larger consequences and social values. In discussing the psychological factors like desire for the attention and a financial gain most likely had an impact on the decision making process. The temptation of a quick money might have caused internal conflict and tested the person's dedication to ethical behavior. But the happiness that comes from putting integrity first indicates a sense of a moral fulfillment and support the significance of a psychological components like ethical principle and a personal values which are covered in chapter 3 page number 92. The situation serves an example of a broader impact that individual choice may have on institution integrity and the reputation. By putting moral behavior first, the person not only preserve their own integrity but also help to keep Yangtze High School reputation and academic context fair and genuine. This emphasizes how human behavior and institutional integrity are linked in larger social situation. So now let's talk about the final scenario, and I named that the plagiarism scandal. So during my last year in a Parole University, the situation came to light when it was discovered that my close friend had plagiarized a large chunk of an academic thesis. This discovery completely disrupted our previously established trust in the relationship. Concern over academic integrity where only one aspect of the situation significance. Other issues include the ethics and the trust, the integrity of our community's ethics, interpersonal connections, and the institution's academic reputation, where all are risk in addition to the high stakes. My friend, I, as well as the renowned instructors and the mentors of the Parul University, were the people involved in this difficult moral dilemma. The consequences of dealing with the plagiarism can compromise not only our professional connection with the academic community but also the personal relationship, which might affect our far reaching effects. Besides, there was always a risk of disappointing the mentors who had given their time and experience to the support of our academic development. The integrity of academic endeavors and the interpersonal relationship were in danger, and discussion about whether to comfort her report the wrong side may have far-reaching efforts. When I talk about how I resolve this dilemma of moral, then I find comfort in sticking to my principle no matter how difficult the things get. The choice to her about the plagiarism was definitely the right one, even if it was an extreme difficult experience and disrupted our friendship. Looking back, I have no regrets. I still strongly believe that moral behavior should come first, despite the sacrifice made personally. The event is very powerful remind of the internal value of maintaining responsibility and integrity. The fact that this problem was eventually resolved is evidence of the resilience of integrity in all area of life and the constant commitment to moral principle. Now discussing about the book's analysis. So the first one is the importance of ethical behavior because of the academic honesty, trust, integrity, and the fundamental principles. Acting ethically was crucial in this case. In addition to protecting Parole University's academic reputation, combating plagiarism also maintained trust in interpersonal interaction and the larger academic community. This is in line with the discussion of honesty and trust as essential element of ethical behavior in chapter 1 page 27-28. When I talk about the values involved, then the respect for the academic standards, integrity, honesty, trust, and the responsibilities were among the qualities that were play in this role. Respecting this idea was essential to preserving the academics community and the personal connections, mutual trust and respect, as well as the honesty. As mentioned in chapter 2 from page number 49 to 51, these values are a reflection of both individual ethical conviction and a society expectation. When I talk about the cynicism role, then the decision making process probably influenced by the cynicism, especially determining the possible consequences of addressing my friend about the plagiarism. It's possible that there were uncertainties over the friendship authenticity and worry about the consequences of addressing the misconfront. But as we will see in chapter 2 from page number 50 to 51, putting moral behavior ahead of own comfort and convenience shows that one rejects cynicism and is committed to preserving moral values. When I discussing the 8 steps as a comparison, then the personal recognition, dilemma in ethics, thought through the possible outcomes of several decisions and place an emphasis on moral values over comfort or relationship with the other in accordance with the ethical decision making process that is covered in a chapter 2 from 51 to 58 number of a page. The choice kept academic standard and integrity by taking into action more general implication and social value. In discussing the psychological factor, emotional pressure and the anxiety of losing a relationship were probably a psychological influence on the decision making process. Bringing up plagiarism with a close friend will surely cause a psychological difficulties and trust issues. Here is an end of my assignment. Thank you, Professor.